Hi, welcome to the Market Alert for Monday, 8th of July 2019. So Friday, an interesting day. Good news on jobs, sparks selling in stocks, bonds and gold, and the dollar surged. So let's have a look at the chart. The figures came out, let's just have a look at those first. The unemployment figures came out far higher than forecast, 162 to 224. This is bad news for the market. And the reason it's bad news for the market is because this doesn't give Powell much leeway in order to reduce rates, which is what the market was looking for. So this sent the market moving lower. This is the release of the jobs report. We see the selling here, the profit taking coming into the market here, no further buying to follow through, and then we sell from the open. However, as can be expected, Powell then hinted that maybe we could still have a rate cut, and the market made its way back towards the all-time highs, driving up and through the 200 bar MA there. And ever since we got through this level, overnight the markets have failed to hold and are moving down. The reality kicking in that maybe we're not going to get the cut. That being the case, then we can expect the market to move to the downside. That's for sure in the short term until Powell makes his mind up. However, that said, keep in mind this week, as we just move forward, you will note that Powell is speaking at least 3 times this week in front of the Select Banking Committee on these 2 occasions, and the Boston Bank today. So keep an eye on these news items going forward. I think the times are out on this actually. It's just over. Yeah, definitely out. Let me just 1:57 a.m. It's certainly not that. Let me just change the time so you get the correct times here. This has obviously reset itself in some way, shape or form. Daylight savings is on, and then we'll just go back and have a look at the correct times. There we go, that's more like it. So yeah, we've got Chairman Powell is speaking today at 1:45, and then we've got 3 p.m. on Wednesday and Friday 3 p.m. as well. Say this same one for Friday at 3 p.m. as Wednesday. Get the right one. There we go. So yeah, that's the background for this week. May help stocks, may not, but at the moment it's looking fairly weakish. Nothing to move the markets to the upside at all. What was interesting was the implied volatility on Friday, and as you'll see from this chart, I've managed to get things together. A lot more to do yet, but moving in the right direction. This was Thursday's price at 11.56, and given that the market dropped over a couple of 100 points and came back, it was only 11.59. But I would expect this to start moving to the upside given the backdrop of the market that we're seeing at the moment, and in particular, that's the wrong chart, that's the pound. And in particular, the overnight weakness here below the 200 bar and the DP level. There's nothing really to move it at the moment. No doubt they will do whatever they can to bring the market back, certainly in the pre-market session though. That's for sure. Again, as with all these things, you trade what you see, not what you think, but it's interesting to be aware of what's in the background and how it could pan out, and to know what the fundamentals are. Meanwhile, in the pound, as you can see here on Friday, this also moving low once it broke the 200 bar moving average, and then continuing lower with the non-farm payroll figures coming out. The dollar moved higher, and this sent all of the currencies to the downside. Bit of a bounce here at the moment, and sitting at the DP level, but quite a distance away from the 200 bar moving average, which it will need to get through in order to move back to the upside there. And finally in Bitcoin, but sideways over the weekend. Got a bit of a triangular shape forming here. The market could break either way on this, either to the downside or to the upside. And the 4 hour you can see being sideways over the weekend and in the intraday. Some trades around yesterday. Sitting at the desk yesterday working on the implied volatility and watching the market. You can see there's been a few trades over the weekend, even in a sideways range. Volatility nice in this market at the moment, and during Friday as well, all winning trades there, as Saturday and Sunday as well. So the volatility is just nice now in Bitcoin compared to what it's been like recently. There you can go. You can see Sunday it was interesting when it blasted back through the 200 bar moving average, but you can see how they bought back in, and then the market went to low volume, and then back came the price of Bitcoin, and overnight the market in a bit of a range. And say a range, it's a big range, certainly compared to what we saw prior to December. $315 range. Nice volatility there for this market. And just before concluding, we've got Deutsche Bank as well. Find it here. Deutsche Bank is, as you know, it is no more. Deutsche Bank exits global equities in 8.4 billion overhaul to fire thousands. Yes, some 20,000 people are going to lose their jobs at Deutsche Bank, and of course this is what's helping boost the share price at the moment, which you can see here, as the market was up on this news on Friday. See if it can actually hold. Let's have a look at a daily chart to get a better picture of where we are. Yeah, it's a big bounce at the moment. It's a long way off that 640, but heading towards the 200 bar moving average in the daily chart there. Just drag that down so you can see what we've had in the past as we got close to the 200 bar moving average. It's never actually traded above this for a long time, so let's have a look and see when the last time it was. So 2018, and this is going to be February of last year, February of last year. Last time it traded through a 200 bar moving average in the daily chart. So keep an eye on this, and we'll see how things pan out if prices manage to move this far on this so-called good news of restructuring at DB. Okay, that will do it for this one. Like I say, Pal's out for 3 days this week. He's out today, Wednesday and Friday. See if it helps to boost the Dow, but there's not a lot of news around to actually support the market unless he hints at reducing rates, so it could be quite volatile and interesting. And with that, as ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.